Right now, Donald Trump is struggling in a state that Mitt Romney carried by 48 points.
I'm having a tremendous problem in Utah.
And yet Trump is basically tied with Clinton in Florida, which Obama carried twice. We'll explain what's going on here and how Clinton and Trump should fight the Battle of Florida. And in our humor segment, since Charlie is so good at answering our mail, we gave him a new job.
Hey, Russell, I have some of your mail here. I'm the one delivering now because I do such a good job on money, power, politics that they want me to, maybe I'll be the
This is Money, Power, and Politics.
Have a good day.
This certainly had the makings of a terrible week for Hillary Clinton. She had the father of the Orlando nightclub killer cheering her on in an Orlando area rally. And though she said she turned over all of her work-related emails, newly released emails appear to show her staff mixing government work with the Clinton Foundation. A donor seeking time with an ambassador, another job hunting for a friend. So yeah, this could have been a miserable week for Clinton. But it was all eclipsed by the man who cannot get out of his own way, even when Hugh Hewitt tries to throw him a lifeline.
You said the president was the founder of ISIS. I know what you meant. You meant that he created the vacuum, he lost the peace.
No, I meant he's the founder of ISIS. I do.
Well, Trump later said he was just using sarcasm, but after an ambiguous quip about how gun folks could deal with Hillary Clinton after attacking parents of a fallen soldier, after attacking fire marshals for enforcing the fire code, after encouraging Russian hackers, while publicly bemoaning the fact that he may lose, while Mitch McConnell says that Republicans may also lose the Senate.
So here's what I decided when I got out of bed this morning. I'm going to have a Trump-free day.
Yeah, that won't happen. But with all the distractions and controversies, Trump is still hanging tough in Florida. And our Fox 13 poll this weekend shows Trump down just 1 point, which brings us first to the Battle of Florida and where Trump and Clinton can go from here. Okay, please welcome Fox 13 pollster Matt Towery. Once again, thank you for joining us. Sure. Let's talk strategy in Florida. So your polling for us shows that the race is neck and neck, basically tied. What does Donald Trump then do?
The main thing Trump needs to do, Craig, is get on television. He didn't run a lot of TV ads in Florida. He did run some, as you recall, right before the primary. But this is not a state where you let someone hit you with TV ads endlessly and not respond, especially when they're as good and as smart as the Hillary Clinton campaign and their ads. So Trump has to get on television. If I were the Trump campaign, I would be trying to show how Donald Trump is reasonable, calm, cool, and collected behind the scenes. Now, how you do that, whether it's a 30-second or a 30-minute, I don't know. But they need to show Donald Trump as, quite frankly, sane, because some people just don't think he is. I think if they were able to do that, Trump would have a much better chance of picking up those Republican and independent votes that are still hanging out there and not his right now.
And if you're calling the shots for Hillary Clinton, based on what she's done and what you're seeing in the numbers, what should her strategy be?
I think her strategy should be several things. First of all, to energize the Hispanic and the African-American vote as much as possible. I would bring Barack Obama down to this state as many times as he would be willing to come and make sure that that turnout is significant, because that's really what gave Obama his 2 victories in the last 2 elections. There was a massive youth vote, there was a massive African-American vote, and a strong Hispanic vote. The other thing I'd probably say to Hillary Clinton is, I would say, look, I would lay off of going around the state making too many promises, because the problem that she's had in the past is her promises catch up with her. Donald Trump makes too many criticisms, she makes too many promises.
Fox 13 pollster Matt Towery, thank you much.
Right.
And we also have a breakdown of other states that could surprise us on Election Day. On YouTube, search for Craig Patrick's Money, Power, and Politics and click subscribe. You'll also find our humor segments, like the mailbag segment with Charley Belcher, who, by the way, has some new job responsibilities starting tonight. Charlie, take it away.
Well, hello there, Money, Power, Politics audience. Charley Belcher here in the Fox 13 mailroom. Yes, apparently I did such a good job answering Craig Patrick's mail. Now I'm in charge of delivering all of the mail here at Fox 13. That's okay. I'm fine with that. Besides, it gives me an opportunity to snoop and see what everybody's saying about me. Sadly, nobody's really talking about me. Not yet, at least. All right, but I also have some mails here that I printed out from the MPP mailbag at yahoo.com. We appreciate you guys responding to our request for emails. Got a ton of them in the email box this week, so let's get right to it. Oh, this is one of my favorite ones right here. This is from Sherry. Sherry says, "Dear Craig, the town from which I moved had over 30 buffets. One grocery store chain had buffets in all their stores. That area in the store became a senior center just because. I miss buffets so much. If I win the lottery, I'll definitely put a buffet every 5 miles." Sherry, those are the kind of emails we're talking about. And I am on Team Buffet all the way. I hope you win the lottery too. I don't even know who some of these people are.
Listen to me, O'Reilly.
Oh, hey, Russell, I have some of your mail here. I'm the one delivering now because I do such a good job on Money, Power, Politics that they want me to, maybe I'll be the Have a good day. Let's get back to checking the Money, Power, Politics mailbag, shall we? Crissa says, oh, and this is in reference of the little debate we had with Judge Marissa on whether you have a right to be stupid. Crissa says, everyone has a right to be stupid, even the electorate. However, we should hope enough of the electorate chooses the least stupid of representatives. Yes, Crissa, we should hope so. All right, let's see. Shannon says, I agree. It can be fun to be stupid, AKA talking with people about politics. Yes, we appreciate the stupidity. Oh, hello. There you go. Here we go. Oh, this is good. I love these kind of emails because I've got 2 here to read you that are quite interesting. Francis says, watching you lately, you sure are a right-winger. And then Michael says, nothing but liberal bias. Time to start being fair and balanced. Well, Mike, Francis, we'll keep on trying. For you, sir. All right, one last email. Jill McGuire from Riverview says, watched your anniversary show. One of the funniest things we've seen. I peed my pants. What? Jill? Oh my goodness. Oh no. I need to talk to Craig Patrick about this. Like a good neighbor, Craig Patrick's here.
I'm here to grant you your wish.
I love how that works.
I'm here.
We got a problem. We got a problem, Craig. By the way, what about the wishes?
No, I'm not going to grant that wish. Not
right.
the one
Sorry.
you were saying before the break. That's
Okay.
not going to happen.
Jill McGuire from Riverview loves the show, but look, look what she says right there. That's a medical condition.
Sorry, I did not mean for that to happen. For that to happen. No, we can't have that.
Incontinence is not funny.
It is not funny. If this has happened to you, please send us an email and let us know. Don't send us an email. We don't want to hear about it, do we? We just don't want to.
No, well, but that's
the balance between funny and too funny.
That's terrible. Well, there's nothing funny about ruining a fine pair of pants.
Well, let's hope it's not ruined.
Oh, should you pay the dry cleaning bill?
Well, no.
Okay, that's right. You're right. We should not.
I just precedent. You don't know.
Yeah. I apologize, Jill. I mean, we did not mean for you to ruin good clothes. And if it was Craig that did it, on behalf of Craig, I'd like to apologize.
Charley or Marissa.
If it was one of the commercials, then that's fine.
That's fine too.
I just, candidates will sometimes. I guess they'll make a joke and it gets big laughs like this. Maybe. Do candidates ever make jokes on the campaign trail?
Well, there was Rubio that one time.
Then he asked for a full-length mirror. I don't know why, because the podium goes up to here, but he wanted a full-length mirror. Maybe to make sure his pants weren't wet. I don't know.
Well, anyway, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. We're here to serve and entertain, but for goodness sakes, we don't want people ruining good clothes.
Well, maybe we should show people how to find the anniversary show on YouTube so they can watch it and see that it.
Oh yeah, sure, Craig. Sure, let's ruin pants all across the Tampa Bay area. What a great idea. Fine, go onto YouTube, search the anniversary show, and pants beware.
Or maybe not. Or maybe.
Yeah.
You'll get the wish.
Okay. Yay. I wish you would just go on back to the set now.
Head on back.
He does grant wishes. There you go, folks. My next wish is for you to keep those emails coming. mppmailbag@yahoo.com. And keep watching us on TV right here, Fox 13. Find us the shows on YouTube after they air here. And just be careful of your dry cleaning. All right. I got to finish delivering this mail. John Wilson. Does he work here still?
Coming up, we'll grade Governor Scott on his response to the Zika health crisis, and we'll show you how bacteria are threatening some of our national treasures in Washington.
We need to get this confusion taken care of.
Well, Governor Scott has been hammered over the years for goofs and gaffes and maddening contradictions.
It'll be the 700,000, plus what would be normal.
On top of what normal growth would be.
I don't know who said that.
700,000 on top of.
No.
Only Rick Scott could launch a Florida First Jobs tour on a bus from Tennessee.
Oh, gosh.
And only Scott could greet a King Racton scandal for killing an elephant by asking about the elephant.
I've ridden elephants. I've never tried to shoot one.
Come to think of it, he's zigzagged and goofed and rolled out bad predictions on a lot of things he'd like us to forget. Cue that dream sequence. Only Rick Scott could brag about adopting a dog from a rescue shelter.
He was the sweetest dog you can imagine.
Then return that same dog after he won.
He barked loudly at people, so I gave him back.
We're going to cut taxes $1 billion.
Obamacare is absolutely unenforceable. It's unconstitutional.
How do you miss by $79 million in court?
Yeah, they made a mistake.
But beyond the blunders and contradictions, we ultimately grade our leaders on how well they respond to crisis. And that's where Governor Scott is taking action now, while our leaders in Congress are missing in action. Maybe I shouldn't call them leaders in Congress because many of them do not project leadership, and they aren't actually in Congress because they went on a protracted break while a health crisis took off in Florida, but I digress.
Look, the President and Congress have got to come together. They've not been a good partner.
And so Zika is probably one of Scott's biggest, if not the biggest crisis management issue for Scott since he took office. We have to give him high marks on this so far because he's dealing with it while Congress is mired in gridlock. And to his credit, Scott has been out front of this even before the first Miami local transmissions. He had more than a dozen roundtables at local health departments. And again, for now, the South Florida outbreak appears to be contained with intense spraying as state and local governments have worked together.
Well, we're going to inform everybody. We have very good mosquito control efforts all around the state.
Yes, Scott did cut state funding for mosquito control 5 years ago and wiped out funding for a pesticide testing center. And he used to strongly criticize mosquito control boards for being an undue tax burden. But Scott says he knows what we're up against today and that those prior cuts have not hampered their response. And he has freed up $26 million state dollars to attack the problem. And a governor who is not known for his communication skills is leading public outreach.
But the most important thing, I think, as the governor, I need to make sure everybody understands, what's going on. That's what we do.
So judging since the outbreak, Scott's progress report looks pretty good at this point. We can't give him a full grade yet because this crisis is still a long way from finished. But he does deserve credit for focusing on this issue while Congress is lost in politics. Now, we have a different kind of problem right now in Washington that you may not expect. This one does not threaten people, but it does threaten our national monuments. And Bob Barnard shows how the National Park Service is dealing with it.
It's beautiful. Yeah. It is. Architecture is amazing.
But have you taken a good close-up look at the Jefferson Memorial lately? Especially up there on its dome. You see all those dark splotches?
Oh, okay. It needs a good scrubbing then, if that's not part of the design.
It's not mold or soot or dirt. No, nothing as simple as that. The National Park Service says it's called biofilm, microorganisms sticking to the memorial's eroding surfaces.
Treatment is difficult as there is no known permanent method of biofilm removal, and we have to ensure that any treatment must not do further damage to the soft marble nor encourage further growth.
Officials say power washing or bleaching won't work on the bacteria that's been growing on the Jefferson Memorial for about 10 years now, growing worse more recently.
We want folks to understand the National Park Service is aware of this, that we're trying to be very good stewards of this particular iconic place.
National Park Service officials say they've tested different methods here on a side wall of the memorial, still trying to decide on the right course of action.
But what's so challenging is that scientists right now sort of disagree. They're as to the causes and the treatments.
The Park Service says whatever plan they come up with, they want it to be done so that the memorial can remain open to tourists. The district's World War I memorial along the mall had also been covered in biofilm, cleaned a decade ago, but that was a different stone surface, and already the bacteria is making a comeback.
We're seeing it on monuments around the city. We're seeing it around the world, actually.
Nowhere near as bad as at the Jefferson right now. We'll let you know when the work begins.
Coming up, our pollster Matt Towery is back for more tips on how to make money by watching the news. And we'll roll out predictions for next week. Okay, please welcome Matt Towery, who is our Fox 13 pollster, as well as one of our political squares. You get around a good bit.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
More than I expect.
More than you expect.
Exactly.
And of course, you saw our anniversary special. Did you see the book that I had on my desk?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
That's a wonderful book you had.
News Vesting. News Vesting. You're the author of News Vesting. In layman's terms, this shows people how, with the help of a coach and advisor, they can make money by watching and charting the news.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's start with some tips. What do you see happening right now that troubles you or encourages you?
Well, it's sort of we have a very diverse look at the markets right now. The markets are at all-time high, or have been, and that's partially because oil is coming back. In fact, if you look any day, if the oil prices are up, then the market is up. If the oil prices are down, the market is down. So really, we said there was going to be a decoupling, so they say, of energy, oil prices, and the rest of the market. That's not happened yet. But at the same time, we see very low productivity numbers, some really bad numbers in the last few weeks. And also, of course, our GDP has been pretty sluggish. So I'm not looking forward to the future as much as I am the immediate future, where I think some people could take advantage of the market rising a bit more as we see energy bounce back.
Not to say other people should. So then what are you doing with your investments? What kind of changes are you making today?
I'm doing nothing. I still believe that we have enough indicators to suggest the market will have a significant decline in the next 3 months, and I want to have the cash there to be able to take advantage of it. Doesn't mean I wouldn't buy on a good day and hold a good stock, or dollar average into a stock, whether you buy it high and then buy it a little more when it gets lower. But I'm not doing a whole lot with my money until really we get past this presidential election.
All right, Matt Towery, author of News Vesting, also our pollster, recognized across the nation as one of the most accurate. So thank you as always for crunching the numbers for us.
Thank you, Craig.
Coming up, our Senate forecast, which explains why Mitch McConnell and other Republican leaders are worried. And in yet another sign of this weird and political year in which we find ourselves, hand-wringing from Donald Trump himself, expressing concern about the state of Utah. That's a state that Mitt Romney won by 48 points, but the map is shifting in ways we may not expect. Trump also in for a horse race in the state of Georgia as well. And with that, concerns from Mitch McConnell in the Senate, because Democrats have to defend 10 seats, Republicans 24 seats. If the Democrats gain 4, they take over the Senate, and they are favored in 2. That should put this week in context. We will see you again on Monday night for Money, Power, and Politics at 11:30. Take care.